everyone, and welcome. Today we are going to take a look at flexible learning. Our target for today is I can describe flexible learning and discuss its benefits. Now, flexible learning really solves one fundamental problem with traditional education. How many of you have sat in a class and you get it right away, you understand it right away, but the teacher keeps going and you're getting bored and you're ready to fall asleep? Or on the other hand, how many of you have ever been in a class where it's just going too fast? The teacher's talking too fast and you don't understand the concept, and maybe you don't have time to ask questions because time is up after the teacher starts talking. This is what flexible learning solves. Now, there are 3 parts to flexible learning, so if you'll take your guided notes and take a look, you can just jot down whatever helps you to remember the 3 parts. First of all, it's blended. The basis of blended learning is instructional videos and guided notes, which you're doing right now. But blended means it's really a variety of activities. In a classroom, you might see students doing a hands-on activity like a lab, or working in pairs, or doing research or reading out of a text, or doing a small group activity, or even one-on-one with a teacher, or even whole class. That's blended. There's lots of ways to learn. It's also self-paced. The students decide how they use their time to learn the material best. And we'll get into that a little bit more too. And thirdly, it's mastery-based. Students need to show what they know before they can move on to the next lesson. It's typically through a short quiz, maybe 5 problems, or a mini project. And if they reach a certain standard, they can move on. If not, they'll be required to be retaught. And we'll get to that in just a minute. Okay, the paths to mastery. This is that self-paced idea. There are certain activities that students must do, and we call them must-dos. Those are the foundational activities. Oftentimes they are the video and the notes, but all students must do them. They are required. The second type of activity are should-do activities. These are recommended activities that give students a deeper understanding, or maybe if they feel like they need extra practice, then those are the activities they should do. It might be something like answering a series of questions or doing a reading to reinforce what they saw on the video. Once they've accomplished that, they might feel that they're ready for the mastery check. And that mastery check is that quiz or mini project that shows what they know. They're not allowed to use their notes, so they do have to truly understand it, but that's what the mastery check is. Now, a third path could be either before or after the mastery check. These are aspire to-dos. Aspire to-dos are optional. They really extend the learning, or they allow students to dive into something that they're really interested in the lesson. Now, if they pass the mastery check and then they choose to do an aspire to do after, that's okay. If they want to do the aspire to do before the mastery check and then take it, that's okay too. That's part of that self-pacing. Now, mastery is such a big concept, and it's required because our goal is understanding. We really want the kids to understand the lesson. And so if they don't meet that minimum standard, let's say 80% on the quiz, then they have to meet with the teacher and do some more practice and then reassess. It's built into the system, so a small group reteach or a one-on-one reteach within a structured plan leads to that success. Now let's talk about due dates and self-pacing. Self-pacing does not mean no pacing. There are 2 types of due dates. Target due dates are the first. They occur at the end of a lesson, and they occur when the mastery check should be taken. It really just helps to keep students on track. And this might be different for different students. One student might take the mastery check after a day. They might feel ready. Another might need 2. But there are parameters in line. And think of this as a car trip. If you are leaving on vacation to get to a hotel, you might leave at 5:30. You might leave at 6. You might leave at 7. But you'll still get there, and you'll still be able to get there. That's a target due date. Now let's look at final due dates. Final due dates are the end of the entire unit. All the lessons need to be completed. All of the mastery checks need to be done by this final due date. They are hard due dates, meaning the lesson closes after, and they are the same for everyone. Think of that like an airplane ticket. Your plane leaves at 6, you've got to be at the airport at 6 or you miss the plane. Now take all of this, think about it, and choose one of the questions below to answer. Just one. How do the 3 parts of flexible learning work together to transform student learning? Or what elements would you include in a classroom walkthrough tool tailored for flexible learning implementation? Or how does flexible learning model redefine the traditional role of the teacher, and what implications does this have for evaluation practices? So choose one of those, write it in the think about it spot on your guided notes, and as a should do, you could